Hello there, you are welcome to Nana Collins TV. So, before we begin with our discussion, I would like to remind you to subscribe to our channel if you have not done so. Today we are looking at the WASCE 2025 History Essay, Paper 2, and this is a composite paper, which means that you answer the questions on the same paper. No question or section B question is allowed to be taken out of the examination hall. Now, so you have your name there, you have your signature, and then this is how the paper looks like: your name, your index number, and then you answer the questions over here on the same paper. Okay, good. So now let's begin with the questions proper. So we have the essay. The answers would actually come after we have read through the questions. I have the marking scheme. So you can also write your answers on a piece of paper and compare it with that of mine. Good. So we have the section A, the landmarks, which normally comes from year 10 or form 1 notes. So one, it says name any 3 gods worshipped by pharaonic Egyptians. So that is the first question. And then the 1B also says highlight any 4 ways that Stone Age man used fire to solve the problems of his environment. And you remember you learned about Stone Age man, the very first lessons that you learned, if you can recall, when you were admitted to senior high school to study history. And that one is 12 marks, as you have seen over there. 12 marks means that each of the point is 3 marks, so you don't have to spend much time on them. At least 6 lines or 5 lines in explaining each point is very, very important. Good. Let's look at the next question. That's question 2A. It says name any 3 Maghrebian states. So here you are just to name the 3 Maghrebian states that you know of. Don't go about, defining what a Maghrebian state is all about. The next one is, in what 5 ways were the people of North Africa affected by the Arab invasion in the 17th century? So here too, you just tell us 5 ways in which the Arab invasion of North Africa affected the life or the culture of the Berbers, of those who live in North Africa. So as I said earlier, don't go about describing anything. Just go straight to the question, answer the question directly. Don't be beating about the bush to describe or define the Maghrebian states as blah, 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 blah. Just go straight to the point. Good. Now, let's focus on the next question, which is question number 3. It says, outline any 5 problems encountered by the Solomonic dynasty of ancient Ethiopia. And that would also give you 15 marks. So here, one question is for 3 marks. So the Solomonic dynasty, if you could also remember, those who came from King Solomon, some of the problems that he faced in ruling Ethiopia, you are asked to mention 5 of them for 15 marks. 3 marks for 1 point. So you also have to don't have to waste much time on explaining the points or even giving a whole lengthy, introduction. Let's move on to the section B, which talks about the history of Ghana and the wider world. And most often these questions, all of them majority of them, I should say, come from year 11 or form 2. So let's look at the first question. In what ways did the activities of the Christian missionaries improve the socio-economic lives of Ghanaians? For also 15 marks. So 5 ways, 1 mark for three 1 point for 3 marks. 5 ways socio-economic. So here you mix them. You can have 3 of them being social for contributions, and then also economic contributions. So you mix them up, okay? But make sure there are social and there are economic, contributions in your essay. Don't just be specific as to one. Mix them up. Good. So let's look at the next question, which is question number 5. Question number 5, it says, list any 3 southern states whose rulers signed the tripartite treaty of 1831. All right, so the tripartite treaty of 1831. If you could also recall, you learned something about the tripartite treaty, which was signed by George McLean between Asante on one side, the British on the other, and then the southern states on the other side. McLean signed the treaty on behalf of the British, which he was not supposed to do, if you recall that lesson. So here you've been asked to list any 3 southern states. So some of the southern states within the Gold Coast colony who signed onto the tripartite treaty of 1831, or peace treaty of 1831. Here you've been asked to just mention the names of the state, okay? So you don't worry yourself to talk about so many things. Just 3 of those southern states, just 3 of them. Don't bother to be giving lengthy explanations. Just go straight to the point, okay? So you do that for 3 marks. Let's move on to the 5B. It says, highlight any 4 contributions of George McLean to the growth of British influence in Ghana. So you know that McLean did certain things that enabled the British to actually gain confidence again that the Gold Coast could actually become a colony, or Ashanti could actually be subdued and become a colony. So what were some of the things that McLean did that brought about that growth or confidence? Question number 6A says, list any 3 materials used in pottery making in traditional Ghanaian society. So you are to just mention 3 materials that are used in pottery making in Ghanaian traditional society. Just go straight to the point. 6B says, in what 4 ways was the pottery industry important to the pre-colonial people of Ghana? So the importance of the pottery industry, also for 12 marks. Then we come to the section C, which is 7. It says, outline any 5 factors that contributed to the electoral victory of the Progress Party led by K. Buja in 1969. So if you also recall, after the overthrow of Nkrumah in 1966, the National Liberation for Council, NLC, allowed election to take place. Then 8 says, name any 3 of the big 6 that helped Ghana attain independence. Then 8B says, identify any 4 reasons responsible for the formation of the NLM movement in 1954, the National Liberation Movement. Then the last one says, highlight any 5 benefits Ghana gained from her membership of the United Nations organizations. And I left that one for you to search it for yourself. Good. So let's now go into the answers. Do not forget to subscribe. Good. So this are the answers. WASSCE 2025 History 2, Answers Paper 2. Question 1, name 3 gods worshipped by pharaonic Egypt. You have them there. 4 ways Stone Age man used fire to in the pre-colonial history, or in the prehistoric time. You have the answers over there. Then question number 2 was asking for 3 Maghrebian states. You have them there. Then question number 3 was asking of Arabs' influence in North Africa. You have them there. So you could also check that. And then question number 3. Let's go to 3. The 3 was asking for 5 problems encountered by the Solomonic dynasty of ancient Ethiopia. 5 of them also labeled there. You just write them and explain them. Let's move on to the question number 4. Says, so they were asking for the activities, the contributions of Christian activities to the socio-economic life of the people of the Gold Coast. And so these are them. The first one was actually the introduction of formal education and all of that. So those were the how the Christian missionaries' activity improved the socio-economic life of the people. So you can see we have both social and economic improvements over there. These were some of the southern states whose rulers signed the Tripartite Treaty. You have them there. Then we also have contribution of Sir George MacLean. These were also the contributions of Captain Sir George MacLean to the development of the Gold Coast, to ensuring that there was peace. The question number 6 also, these were the materials, some of the materials used in the pottery making. The next one is the importance of pottery industry. So how important was the pottery industry also over there? Good. Now let's move on to the next one. That's the question number 7. Was 5 factors that led to the victory of K. Buja, and these were some of the factors. Buja's public image is the first one, and the rest will follow. The PP's also popular image was also there, as you have seen it over there. Then we have 8, says names of the big 6. We have them over there. Some of them have been written there. Then the 6B, 8B was asking for the reasons responsible for the formation of the NLM. They are also there. And then the benefit gained from UNO, I also leave that one for you to go and find it by yourself. I hope you have learned something. Do not forget to share, like, and subscribe to this channel. And I wish you all the best in your exams as you prepare for your WASSCE exams. Do not forget to share this video to your friends, and do not forget to also recommend our channels to those who may not be aware of. Have a nice day, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.